So our second video on section 3.2. This one won't take very long. Just want to point out a couple of things. Remember that an expression is going to be any combination of constants and numeric literals and variables, and then an expression also, and this is a string expression that's inside quotes here, but this is a mathematical expression over here. And so this calculation, what we didn't show you on that previous slide was that you can actually put a calculation into your cout statement and it'll do the calculation and output the results. Order of operations, just like mathematics, is going to be the same as far as you guys would be familiar with it probably if I called it by PEMDAS, but you do the parentheses first. And actually, let's go back up here. It says in an expression with a greater than one operator, evaluate in this order. What does that mean when it says greater than one operator? I don't like that they use that shortcut because then it makes us think of a inequality statement. But what that is meaning is the following. If I have 2 plus 2, the plus sign is an operator in mathematics, in your in programming, well, and in mathematics, okay? And so an operator, what they're talking about there is not the greater than symbol, but just plus is an operator, minus is an operator, multiplication is an operator, the division bar is an operator, and our special modulus division is an operator. So when it says more than one operator or greater than one operator, what that's meaning is if I put in more than one operator. So now this expression has a plus operator and a multiplication operator. So what order will this evaluate in? It's going to evaluate in your typical math order. So parentheses first, and then it says a unary or negation in order from left to right. That just, for us, that would be the negative sign. Multiplication, division, and modulus in order from left to right. Remember, modulus is that special division that returns the remainder from long division. So just a little review on modulus. For example, 7 modulus, well, let's do 7.0 divided by 2 will give us 3.5, because that's 7 divided by 2. It is what we call, it's using a double division. If I take 7 divided by 2, where both of the operands, the 7 is an operand and the 2 is an operand, and the word that I am saying is this, operand. So the numbers are operands, and the so those are the numbers, and the operator is the division bar. When we have just 7 divided by 2 with no decimal points, that is integer division, remember, and that returns just it truncates the 3.5. I cannot spell division tonight. It truncates the 3.5, so it only gives us the quotient part there on the 3.5. Last but not least, the remainder. What's the remainder of 7 divided by 2? The remainder of 7 divided by 2 is going to be 1. Because if I take 7 into 2, it goes 7, it'll go 3 times, and that's going to be 6. And so my remainder, 7 minus 6 equals 1. And that's the remainder from long division. So remember, the modulus operator is the remainder from long division. And if we go back, it gets operated in order from left to right. So it has what we call an order of precedence that is equal to multiplication and division, and then addition, subtraction. The thing that they don't have here is powers. So you should know we would do parentheses and then we would do, but of course the power function is going to be, there is no power function like we would have in math. For example, you will probably run into or try to do like 3 caret 5. Not going to work, because remember you have to use the power function, and so 3 comma 5, and so they're not worrying about that exponent rules like we did in math, because you're not going to write it like this. You're going to have to use the power function, and so that's going to get evaluated as working like with parentheses and stuff first. Okay, now if we go back, finish up this slide, associativity. So what this unary negation, now why does it say unary and what the heck does that mean? There are three words, and this is getting a little bit deep. For those of you, though, that are kind of wanting to get into this a little bit more, unary basically is 1, binary is 2, and there's a ternary operator, and that is 3 parts. So a unary operator is 1 part. So that negative sign is a unary operator because it operates on 1 number. So we would read this as -4, and so does the the computer, but the way that it does it is unary is a negation. So this is actually an operator. So you're negating that number. Well, what's the negation of 4? It's the opposite of 4 on the number line, and so it's a -4. And so unary operators associate from right to left, which means the negatives applied to the 4. These other ones are all associated left to right, and I think I just said that wrong. Left to right means I start at the left and I work to the right. The other one says right to left, so it's going to take the 4 and then it's going to apply the negative operand. So that's what it means here when it says associates right to left, is it actually starts on the right, and if I arrow then it works to the left. So it thinks 4 and oh, there's a negative applied, versus an expression like this which works at the left and then works to the right. But order of operations will hold in that you will do 2 times 3 first, and then it will be 2 plus that result. Okay? And so they give an example here. All right, you have some additional exercises in your textbook that you will work on that. Some of the checkpoint exercises and review exercises, review that.